Welcome back. As a years-long debate over the Dane County jail reconstruction project continues, a deal to keep sending some inmates far outside the county was just reached this week. This comes after several dozen inmates have been kept out of the county for months. Amid Sheriff Calvin Barrett's concerns over the conditions of the oldest jail building, Sheriff Barrett joins me now. Good morning.
Good morning.
So why don't we start with this contract that was just signed by the county board. What does this mean for continuing to send inmates to other counties?
Yeah, so the decision was made last year, which was a very tough decision that taken into consideration the deteriorating conditions of our Dane County jail, the fact that it was unsafe, inhumane, it is borderline unconstitutional, aggravated by the current staffing shortage that we have. The decision was made to house residents out of county and to relocate them for safety purposes, because safety is our #1 priority. That decision was made last year, and based off of it being a time-sensitive subject, I made the decision with the ability through the state statutes to do that in a timely manner and create MOUs with our fellow counties. Those contracts have been created with the assistance of our county board as of last night.
So now that how could this happen for months without a contract in place for approval by the county board?
Yeah, so there's an exception inside of our Wisconsin state statutes that determines if a jail facility is in a deteriorating fashion, which I think we all have agreed after taking a tour of the city-county building that it is. That was where that decision was made, as it was a time-sensitive subject, and we had to put safety first, and that is our top priority.
How long does this new contract allow you to operate with kind of what you've been doing, sending these inmates to other counties?
Through next year.
Okay. So talk me through what that process has looked like. You mentioned it started last year, so it's been going on for some time now.
Yes.
How far away are they going? How long are they typically staying? What does this mean for, I mean, there's a lot of questions I could ask there.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, first, it started off by the 3 counties that we use currently right now are Iowa County, Rock County, and Oneida County. And prior to making this decision, we contacted numerous sheriff's offices across the Dane County to see if they had the space for us to house our residents. The only 3 that had the space and had the facilities that could house our residents were the 3 that we moved forward with. So Oneida is very far away, several hours away drive, but it was one of the only, it was the closest to us that had the space for our residents.
So walk me through, let's say someone's in your, in the jail or, under the jurisdiction of the Dane County Jail for, let's say, a week or 2, and they're actually in Oneida. I mean, walk me through what that looks like.
So the process is very detailed, and there's individuals we have at our sheriff's office, including our jail population manager and a jail administrator, those who have court dates that are coming up or hearings or things that would require them to come back and be in the Dane County Jail. Those residents do not get housed out of county.
So that primarily these are perhaps people who will be in the jail for much longer then?
Absolutely.
Are the conditions any different? Have you heard from the residents, inmates themselves, from their families in terms of what does visitation look like? Is this an impact on families?
Yeah, well, first, the conditions are better. Our first, one of the first orders of business was to determine whether or not we were sending our residents to better facilities or for worse. And all 3 of the facilities are newer, they're safer, they're more humane, and they're constitutional. The housing environment is that of an open pod type structure and not the individual cell type structure that we have in our city county building. So we have literally taken individuals from cells or cages in the city county building and put them in open floor plan pods in other counties.
Have there been complaints, though, in terms of people trying to visit them, but it's just too far away?
Yeah, there has been some concerns in regards to that, and we have. That is something that was important to us. So we have done things like increase the amount of video visitation on the tablets in the other counties to help with that. But those are the things we're working through in order to make sure that we make this transition as smooth as possible for the residents and their families.
So zooming back out, obviously, as you mentioned at the very beginning, all of this is because the jail reconstruction project continues. We have covered this for many years. I know we will continue to cover it for potentially many more years. I know that you were pushing to get a referendum on the
yes.
spring ballot. That hasn't happened. What's the next steps now?
So currently we're waiting for the 95% construction cost estimates, and that will determine whether or not the $13.5 million we have set aside will be enough to cover the additional increase in costs due to inflation. I have 100% faith in our county board, the decision makers, that they will put humanity over whatever that price is and build us the facility we need to ensure that it is a safe, humane, and rehabilitative facility for all.
Answer me this honestly. You're what, a year, 2 years into your term?
Close to 2 years.
Close to
yes.
2 years. Do you think this is going to get done, or even ground broken in your first term?
Yes, I believe that it
Okay.
is. I believe that we will continue to work together. The Dane County Sheriff's Office continues to provide data and information to the decision makers. We continue to share the poor conditions of the city-county building with our community through tours, and we will continue to collaborate and work for having a safe and humane facility. I do have faith, I do have trust in our decision makers and our county board.
We'll see what history says.
Yes,
We'll see what the
yes.
future says. Anything you'd like to add to that?
No, not at all.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for having me.
All right. We will be right back.